While this is unfortunate for the detective, Brandon's parents are more than willing to have a discussion with him. So instead, he turns his attention over to them to try and get the information that he's looking for.
Thank you.
There's a lot going on right now. Anything that we can do for y'all right now.
Need to find my body. I can take you out. Try to show you. I can try to show you.
You can try to show us
The general area, yeah.
Okay.
There's an old cemetery. Up the hill. You turn left. Trendle, something like Trendle.
Okay.
We can show you. All right.
This statement from Jeremy was crucial information to track down Aaron's body. But as valuable as this information is, the detective recognized the importance of capitalizing on the opportunity to gather as much from Jeremy as possible while he remained cooperative. With this in mind, he shifted his focus to delving deeper into Brandon's personal life before turning to search for the body.
Brandon had brought him home from college because he was having anxiety attacks, he was having suicidal thoughts, he was having visions. Brought him home to make him safe. I get his medications right. Got a call from Brandon this morning at 9 or 10. He was asking about one thing up. He said they had a drink. He didn't want Dad finding out that he was vomiting upstairs in the carpet. That's all we heard. An hour or two goes by. Boy's mom calls us. Or I called Brandon back immediately after getting burned. So, you know where Aaron is? This is home. Together around 5. And we were told Aaron had run away. Brandon ran from the house, ran from the police. His body is likely he's mentally unstable. He has Tourette's. Had it since he was a kid, diagnosed as a kid. And with that comes OCD, and people say they have OCD all the time. They don't understand. And so they live with that.
This raises the possibility that his actions may have been influenced by mental instability. However, it's important to consider the context. Jeremy's statements could be an attempt to have Brandon plead insanity in court. Therefore, it's essential to approach these claims with a grain of salt, as they may not fully reflect the reality of the situation. Regardless, police now had an approximate location of where Aaron's body should be, so all hands went on deck to search the cemetery Jeremy had described. Aaron was found buried in the cemetery, behind a secluded area in the back of the property. Even worse was that his body was wrapped inside the very sheets he slept on in Brandon's house. The speculation had come to an end. Brandon Risner was a cold-blooded murderer. Right after this discovery, Brandon was placed under arrest for the murder of Aaron Davis and transported to the local prison. But the cops found his behavior very unconventional.
I'm right there. Come on.
Go up to the counter, right? Let them follow their instructions. This is Walker. You got ID in here if you want to.
For me?
No, we're talking to you. You got your ID in.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, that was a mistake.
Officers stated that Brandon remained eerily calm while being transported and seemed completely unfazed by the entire situation. And while Brandon had been successfully captured and the case had seemingly came to a successful conclusion, officers had one tragic duty to complete before the end of the day: break the news to Aaron's parents that their son had been murdered.
Any questions? Here? I don't know a whole lot because I'm not been here doing all the research. Be specifics.
Why would he do that? Why would he do that? We need my son. The family needs him. Oh my God.
Aaron was a recent college graduate and a good kid with a bright future ahead of him. His sudden death is nothing short of an evil, horrifying act on Brandon's behalf, and justice had to be served for Aaron's and his family's sake. That justice would come inside the courtroom. On July 18th, 2024, Brandon was left with little to no defense for his crimes, and his plea to claim mental insanity was quickly ruled out.
And I have come to the conclusion that justice requires that Mr. Risner be sentenced on count 1 to imprisonment for life without parole. And that's what I'm going to do.
He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole after pleading guilty to the murder and mutilation of Aaron Davis.